Can you hear me?
All right. How's everyone doing today? One of the things, unfortunately, when you come back to the Citadel, as you may or may not have found out by now, is you get ghost punishments. I myself have 10 lovely tours this weekend on top of being weekend duty, so it's not going to be very fun. But on a more serious note, I would like to talk to you today about a serious problem going on in our country, which, as you can probably tell by my speech title, is called compliance. Now, rules, regulations, safety hazards, these are guidelines that are given to us as everyday citizens, cadets at the Citadel, anyone in general society, whether it be through a country's constitution or a set governing rule of bodies for a town, city, whatever you may have. The reason why I want to address to you this topic today is because of the ongoing epidemic of shootings in America or terrorist attacks throughout the country that you see. It's a very serious problem, which is why I wanted to try to bring some light on it and shed it to everyone. Now, I understand following rules may not be the funnest thing. Probably, as I can probably say from experience, growing up, my parents, they tried to instill within me right, wrong, moral reasons, whatever you may have, of always doing the right thing. It may not be fun following rules, but there's a reason why they're in place, to make sure that you're not that person that gets caught up in trouble at school, get caught up going downtown, having a night out with your friends, whatever it may be. You want to make sure that you're doing what you need to be successful in life and not be in a tight or terrible situation. So, for instance, drinking and driving. That's a big no-no in society. You drink, you drive, you lose. That's what they say. That's what the police tell you. So, you got to think at the end of the day, if you go out, you get drunk, you get behind the wheel, and you hit somebody, and you kill somebody, you don't know who's driving that other car. It could be a family, it could be somebody that's pregnant, you never know, and that's going to change that person's life forever. You're not only ruining somebody else's life, but you're ruining yours. So that's why you can't drink and drive, which brings us back to our main point of compliance. Now, if you're told not to do something, chances are it's for your own benefit, so that you will be completely safe and not face consequences of the legal system. However, there are people that choose to break the system and do what they want for reasons we don't know, but it's unfortunate. Now, unfortunately, like I had said earlier, we've seen some things in the news that are pretty sad and tragic, such as we had the shooting in Missouri this past summer, and we also had the recent choking in New York. Both were very unfortunate events, which you never want to see the police be involved with citizens in an act like that, because it brings bad hostility upon everyone. Unfortunately, the two people that were in those events were tragically lost their lives. You never want to see that happen. Which brings me back to my point of compliance. Today, the police are getting a pretty bad rap, which, there are some circumstances of unnecessary violence, which they might not need to use. And there's also instances of violence which they might need to use to defend themselves. Recently, I was out on the news as I was preparing this speech, and I saw one of the reasons for compliance, which I wanted to talk about today. Officer out in Flagstaff, Arizona. Young kid, not much older than ourselves, 24, just graduated college, got on the police department there. Last week, he was wearing a body cam, was responding to a domestic disturbance call at a house between a girlfriend and a boyfriend. Separated them, took the boyfriend outside. Boyfriend, it's cold weather, he's dressed up, jacket, jeans, whatever. Hands in his pockets. Takes this guy outside, he appears friendly, he's talking to him, asking him, hey, how's your day going? I got a call saying that there's something going on, I just want to, see if I can help figure some things out. So as he's talking to this guy, he asks him when he takes him outside, excuse me, sir, do you have any weapons, anything on you in person that could be of bodily harm to me or anyone else in the immediate area? Guy, responds, no, I got my hands in my pocket because I'm cold. You can see there's snow outside. It's a pretty cold day. So the officer takes his word for it. They get to chit-chatting, making small talk. They're outside a few more minutes. And then police officer asks again, hey, for my safety, I hope you don't mind, but I want to pat you down just to make sure there's nothing that you have. I know you already said you're clean, but for my safety, I need to. So as the officer goes to detain this person off to the side and search them, you can see that all this is happening on the body cam. Guy pulls a gun, that's the last image you see. Unfortunately, the officer lost his life because he was shot to death. So that's why I wanted to talk about compliance. It's a very unfortunate thing in society, but there's rules put there in place to make sure that people are doing what they're told so that everyone else can be safe, to avoid unfortunate events. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to also talk about compliance is because for those that are abuse of their power, such as I said, other police officers, they should be held accountable for their actions. That's why I'm hoping that with everything that's going on in Congress today, and Congress is taking an active part, you have Congress members taking trials, putting out propaganda, you have people protesting. I'm hoping that one of the reasons that police are getting such a bad rap can be stopped is through the use of body cams. Now, body cams are controversial because of their cost to the country and to the taxpayers. But if every police officer has a body cam, they can interact with those who they have to call and respond to and get everything written down, have it on camera, and document it in front of court. This person's guilty, this person's innocent. So everything will be recorded, and it can be left without a clear doubt that either the person did something wrong or they're within their legal rights. Also, that goes for the dashboard cams. I think every police officer should have a dashboard cam so that they can also have a second viewing and make sure that there's completely, without a doubt, what's going on, that the story is completely straight to avoid unfortunate circumstances. Now, this may seem like a very jejune situation. Try to bring a little humor here. But it's a tough conversation that people need to address because, like I said, it's very unfortunate with everything that's going on. You have innocent people losing their lives. You have police officers losing their lives. It's just a situation you don't want to see, and it's terrible, and it's tearing this country apart, which is why I wanted to try to just talk to everyone, like I said, about compliance. It may not be the simplest thing to do to follow rules. I'm a little bit of a robo-browser. The Citadel tells me I can't do things such as go AWOL, or I got to march the quad with my rifle, or sit in the confinement room tonight for 3 hours on a Friday when I could be going downtown Charleston. But I broke the rules, so I got to go pay the price. It's very unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I feel a lot safer knowing that because I complied and followed the rules, that somebody else is hopefully going to learn from my mistakes and not get punishment so they can go out and enjoy their nice 4-day weekend. But leaving you guys with the end note, like I said, compliance. It's unfortunate, it may be a pain, but it can save your life, and it can also save someone else's. So that's the one thing I would ask you to take away from this speech that I gave today, is to make sure that you follow the rules, because you never know when it will save your life or could maybe save someone else's. Thank you.